Welcome to the International Weightlifting Federation's online Youth World Cup. Weightlifters from around the world are competing against each other in real time from their homes, their training centers, their gyms, wherever they can find weights, a platform, and a camera position. I'm your host, Richard Mason in Canada, and this session features three athletes in the men's 102 kilo B category. Let's meet our three athletes. Representing Latvia, we have Yevgenis Haustovs. Representing Mexico, Luis Angel Rodriguez Garcia. And representing Saudi Arabia, Turki Saad Al-Yami. These are the three athletes in the men's 102 kilo B session. The referees for this session include, representing Hungary, Bella Fabik. From Saudi Arabia, Khalid Al-Harbi. And from Costa Rica, Sadie Jimenez. Our reserve referee, representing Peru, is Gavi Gutierrez. She will only judge a lift if our referees have technical difficulties. This event is hosted by the Peruvian Weightlifting Federation. It's a replacement for the IWF Youth World Championships that were scheduled for this time in Lima, Peru, pre-pandemic. Our goal now is to promote real, live, and worldwide participation of the athletes from a safe place. Each lifter has one camera set up and will be performing the lifts at their chosen location. Each lifter, like usual, performs 3 attempts in the snatch, 3 attempts in the clean and jerk. The heaviest successful snatch is added to the heaviest successful clean and jerk, and that decides the athlete's total. The largest total will win the shiniest medal. But after that, this is a different way of doing things in this time of social distancing and travel restrictions. Just before each of the 3 rounds starts in the snatch and clean and jerk, a clock will begin. Now, that's the opportunity for the athletes to make their changes. Each athlete and his or her coach has a number of changes. Once the attempts are set for the round, each athlete lifts with the weight going up within that round. And once all the first attempts are done, a 30-second clock will begin for the next round. And everything is reordered each round to go lightest to heaviest. We're ready to begin. This is snatch number 1 of the men's 102 kilo B session, representing Saudi Arabia, Turki Saad Al-Yami.
Primer intento para el Reino de Arabia Saudita.
That is a good lift for Al-Yami at 106 kilos.
Buena alzada para el joven Al-Yami del Reino de Arabia Saudita.
Next athlete is calling for 110 kilos, Luis Angel Rodriguez Garcia of Mexico. First attempt.
110 kilos. Primer intento en arranque para Luis Ángel García de México.
Good lift, Rodriguez Garcia, 110 kilos.
Buena alzada para Rodríguez de México.
Next athlete's calling for 120 kilos. Yevgenis Haustovs, Latvia, first attempt.
120 kilos para Yevgenis Haustovs de Latvia.
Three white lights, that's a good lift at 120 kilos.
Buena alzada con 120 kilos para el competidor de Latvia.
This is those first of those 30-second breaks I was telling you about between rounds, where the athletes are now positioning themselves with their next attempt. So far, 3 for 3 performances from our 3 athletes, 120 kilos being the best lift put up by Haustovs, followed by Rodriguez at 110 and Alyami at 106 kilos. They're asking for more for attempt number 2. 111 kilos now. Turkey Saad Alyami, second attempt in the snatch.
Saad Alyami, del Reino de Arabia Saudita, segundo intento en arranque con 111 kilos.
Good lift, Alyami, 111 kilos.
Buena alzada de 111 kilos para Alyami, del Reino de Arabia Saudita.
More weight now, 115 kilos. Luis Angel Rodriguez Garcia, Mexico, second attempt.
Segundo intento en arranque, 115 kilos para Rodríguez García, de México.
No lift, Rodriguez Garcia, 115 kilos.
No hay alzada para Rodríguez con 115.
125 kilos now. Yevgenis Haustovs, Latvia, second attempt.
Segundo intento en arranque con 125 kilos para Haustov, de Latvia.
Good lift, Haustovs, 125 kilos.
Buena alzada para Yevgenis Haustovs, de Latvia.
Just like that, round number 2 is complete. The 30-second clock begins. Each one of the athletes that's lifting here is lifting in what we call the B session. There will be an A session that these athletes are also competing against. That is scheduled for later today. It's scheduled to start at 3 p.m. Lima time. So 3 p.m. Lima time, we will see the start of the men's 102 kilo A session, the athletes that these are competing against. Round number 3 in the snatch begins with 115 kilos. Luis Angel Rodriguez Garcia, third attempt.
115 kilos, tercer intento en arranque para Luis Rodríguez García, México.
No lift for Rodriguez Garcia, 115 kilos.
No, Rodríguez no logra controlar el peso por México.
Next athlete's calling for 116 kilos. Turki Saad Alyami, Saudi Arabia, third attempt.
116 kilos, tercer intento para Turki Saad Alyami, del Reino de Arabia Saudita.
Good lift, Alyami, 116 kilos.
Muy contento el joven Alyami, buena alzada.
Next athlete, 128 kilos, third attempt in the snatch, representing Latvia, Yevgenis Haustovs.
Yevgenis Haustovs, de Latvia, tercer intento.
That is all 9 attempts into the books, and that was a good lift for Haustovs.
Buena alzada para el competidor de Latvia.
We are approximately 15 minutes away from resuming with the clean and jerk. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. You can see that of the 9 lifts, 7 were successful. The best lift was Evgenis Haustovs. You just saw that at 128 kilos. The next best lift is Alyami's third attempt at 116 kilos. And Rodriguez Garcia of Mexico, he had a 1 for 3 performance, but his first lift at 110 kilos gives him a snatch, so that gives him a chance at still getting a total, and he will carry that 110 forward. Once again, Haustovs 128, Alyami 116, and Rodriguez Garcia has 110 kilos. We'll take a quick look at the highlights from this, the beginning of the men's 102 kilo Group B session at the International Weightlifting Federation's online Youth World Cup. And we'll also pause to learn a little bit more about our host country, Peru, during this break. We'll be back with the clean and jerk in about 14 minutes' time.
¿Te acuerdas de los Juegos Lima 2019? Juntos hicimos de estos Juegos una verdadera fiesta. Gracias a que los peruanos ya pensamos distinto, sacando todo adelante.
Los más grandes Juegos Panamericanos de la historia.
Hemos hecho unos lindos juegos, hemos triunfado. ¿Qué viene?
Presentamos Legado. Porque el Perú no puede parar. Esto no acaba aquí, nos merecemos mucho más. Por eso, este legado lo llevamos al hombro para poder seguir en el juego. Ya lo venimos trabajando con mucha energía y aprovechando todo lo aprendido. Los juegos habrán terminado, pero hay mucho camino por recorrer. Tenemos la responsabilidad de seguir transmitiendo todos nuestros valores, que nos servirán de impulso para hacer cosas mucho más grandes de lo que imaginamos, demostrando al mundo de lo que somos capaces. Cuidaremos todo lo que tenemos para poder tener el futuro que queremos. Porque estamos convencidos de que la mejor inversión siempre serán las personas. Y ese es el legado que verdaderamente importa, el que traspasa vidas. Así, podemos trascender en la sociedad, la ciudad y la reactivación económica. Solo necesitamos tu compromiso. El estar siempre unidos para seguir avanzando. Legado. Seguimos jugando.
Welcome back to the IWF Online Youth World Cup. This is the men's 102 kilo B session. We have 3 athletes participating from Latvia, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia. There is an A session, and that is scheduled to go later today. We're about to start the clean and jerk. 133 kilos on the bar. Turkey, Saad Al-Yami. Saudi Arabia, 133 kilos, first attempt.
Primer intento en envión, 133 kilos. Turkey, Saad Al-Yami, del Reino de Arabia Saudita. Less than 30 seconds.
Saudi Arabia, you're coming up on 20 seconds. Good lift, Al-Yami, Saudi Arabia, 133 kilos.
Buena alzada para el joven del Reino de Arabia Saudita.
140 kilos is the weight, representing Latvia, Yevgenis Haustovs.
140 kilos, primer intento en envión para Haustovs, de Latvia.
Good lift, Haustovs, 140 kilos.
Buena alzada para el competidor de Latvia.
Now we're in just before our 30-second break. We've got one lift left, 150 kilos, representing Mexico, Luis Angel Rodriguez Garcia, first attempt.
Primer intento con 150 kilos. El envión, Luis Rodríguez García, México.
Good lift, Rodriguez Garcia, 150 kilos.
Buena alzada para el mexicano Rodríguez García.
We are now in the break, the 30-second break between clean and jerk number 1 and clean and jerk number 2. As you can see, with a very strong clean and jerk, 10 kilos more than any other competitor, Luis Angel Rodriguez Garcia has put himself in a far better position. He was trailing by 6 kilos in third place. He was 18 kilos behind Haustovs. Now he is just 8 kilos behind. Right now, Haustovs is still our leader, 268 kilos, followed by Rodriguez Garcia, 260. Al-Yami, who we will call now clean and jerk number 2. Turkey, Saad Al-Yami, Saudi Arabia, 143 kilos.
143 kilos, segundo intento para Turkey, Saad Al-Yami, del Reino de Arabia Saudita.
No lift, Al-Yami, 143 kilos.
No hay alzada para Al-Yami, de Arabia Saudita.
Next athlete, calling for 146 kilos, representing Latvia, it's Yevgenis Haustovs, second attempt.
Segundo intento del competidor de Latvia, Evgenis Haustovs.
Good lift, Haustovs, 146 kilos.
Buena la alzada con 146 kilos para Haustov de Latvia.
Next athlete, 155 kilos, second attempt in the clean and jerk. Luis Angel Rodriguez Garcia of Mexico.
155 kilos, segundo intento para Luis Ángel Rodríguez, México.
No lift, Rodriguez Garcia, 155 kilos.
No hay alzada con 155 para Rodríguez, de México.
We're 30 seconds away from the beginning of round number 3. As you can see, Haustovs has clawed back some of that lead. He's added 6 kilos to his total, where Rodriguez Garcia, with a miss at 155, and El Yami, with a miss at 143 kilos, did not gain any ground. 274 right now for Haustovs, 260 Rodriguez Garcia, and 249 kilos. In third place is Al Yami. Third attempt now in the clean and jerk. Turkey Syed Al Yami, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, 144 kilos.
Tercer intento que envió con 144 kilos, Turki Saad Al Yami, Reino de Arabia Saudita.
A happy athlete, good lift, Al Yami, 144 kilos.
Mucha celebración para el joven de Saudi Arabia, Arabia Saudita.
Next athlete, 150 kilos, Evgenis Haustovs, Latvia, third attempt.
Tercer intento de envión para Evgenis Haustovs, de Latvia.
Good lift, Haustovs, 150 kilos, a 6 for 6 day.
Buena alzada, 6 de 6 para el joven de Latvia.
Next athlete, our final clean and jerk in this session belongs to Luis Angel Rodriguez Garcia, 155 kilos.
155 kilos, tercer intento, Luis Ángel Rodríguez García, México.
No lift, Rodriguez Garcia, 155 kilos.
No hay alzada para Rodríguez en esta ocasión.
That's our last lift of the men's 102 kilo B session. I will tell you that at 11 o'clock in 55 minutes time, in Lima time, we will start the men's 96 kilo A session. At 1:30 this afternoon, Lima time, it'll be the women 76 kilo A session. And later today, at 3 o'clock Lima time, it will be the men's 102 kilo A session. The remainder of this session, our athletes here, 278 kilos is the best number carried forward into the A session by Yevgenis Haustovs of Latvia, 128 best snatch, 150 best clean and jerk. Now we have two athletes tied for 260 kilos. Representing Mexico, it's Luis Angel Rodriguez Garcia. He got there by a 110-150 performance. And Turkey Saad Al-Yami got there by a 116-144, also a 260 kilo total. Before we go, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this, the IWF Online Youth World Cup. We have more sessions to come today. We hope you join us. Here, we'll leave you with the highlights of the men's 102 kilo B session of the IWF Online Youth World Cup.